Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। अनंत कोटि वैष्णवृंद की जय। नामचार्य दास हरिदास ठाकुर जी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome you all to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call for today's mid-morning session. Thank you all so much for joining. This is Shivani from Ashburn, Virginia. Let us move to the next part of the session. Today's class will be given by His Grace Gaursundar Charan Prabhuji on Shri Caitanya Bhagavata Antya from verses 4.69 to verse 94. May I know who will have joined this morning?
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago, Illinois.
Hare Krishna Yashamati Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Welcome back. All glories to your services, Mataji. Thank you for joining this morning. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Shivani Mataji, Dandot pranams to all devotees here. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Sumi from Chennai, India.
Hare Krishna Sumi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you for the beautiful Bhagavad Gita recitation and thank you for joining, giving a wonderful association this morning. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Preeti Vilas Vidasi from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you for your warm welcoming, Mataji. And thank you, Sumi Mataji, for the very beautiful recitation.
Hare Krishna Preeti Vilasni Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to serve you all. All glories to your services, Mataji. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Once again, I welcome you for this mid-morning session. I would like to start by sharing a quote by Srila Prabhupada ji. When we keep our association with Krishna, activity is proper and liberating. But if we should dissociate ourselves from the Lord's mercy, then like a hand which is severed from the body, we become ugly and useless. Letter to Rishikesha, November 26th, 1968. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace, Gaursundar Charan Prabhuji, to enlighten us on the topic of Sri Caitanya Bhagavata Antya 4.69 to verse 94. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances, Gaursundar Charan Prabhuji. Thank you for giving us your valuable time and association this morning. Very happy to have you on the call. Shri Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru and Gauranga ki Jai. Please take over and now hand over the call to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna dear devotees. Thank you for giving this yet another beautiful opportunity to be with all of you and take your association. So let me share my screen. I hope all of you can see.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes. So we are reading from Caitanya Bhagavat, and we have reached a very exciting Antya chapter 4, and we are on text 69. So just to set the context, can anyone tell me or where is Lord Chaitanya heading to right now? Where is he going?
Vrindavan.
Yeah, Vrindavan. It says Mathura, Vrindavan next to each other. But right now, where is Lord Chaitanya? He's going to Vrindavan, but where is he right now? In
Ramakheti.
Ramkeli. Wonderful. So there is, so besides Lord Chaitanya being there, right, which itself is a special occasion, there is another speciality of this place, Ramkeli. Would anyone like to shed some thoughts on that? What is the importance of this place, Ramkeli, even before Lord Chaitanya came here this time?
Rup and Sanatan Goswami lived there.
Jai Ho. Yes, Rupa and Sanatan Goswami were there, and Lord Chaitanya met them in Ramkeli also. Okay, so now text 68, right? Just to connect. Even such a Yavana respected Gaurchandra. Who is the Yavana being talked about here?
Nawab Hussain Shah.
Yes, and whom did Nawab Hussain Shah speak to? What is the name of that devotee or Sajjan whom he talked to and said that Gaurasundar is the Supreme Lord? This might be it. Yes, Keshav Khan. Jai Ho. All the devotees are very attentive. Congratulations. Thank you so much. This will be interesting. So yes, so Yavana king Nawab Hussain Shah. Now Yavana basically means those who do not follow the Vedic culture, because that is the Sanatan culture and not man-made. So he said to Keshav Khan that he is the supreme personality of Godhead. Don't talk about just that he is an ordinary sannyasi. So after that conversation, starts the verse number text 69, where our Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is going to reflect. But before we start, let's say the Mangala Charan. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Text 69. Matha Mudaya Sanyasira Veshadhare Chaitanera Gunashuni Podaya Antare. Matha. Some people shave their heads and don the dress of sannyasis, but their hearts burn when they hear the glories of Lord Chaitanya. So whom is it being talked about? It's talking about those who shave their heads and dress as sannyasis. So these are the Mayavadi sannyasis. Let's read the purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki Jai. People who renounce the entire world and accept the dress of Mayavadi sannyasis cannot become free of envy, because their hearts are full of hatred for hearing the transcendental qualities of Sri Chaitanya Dev. Although Mayavadi sannyasis proudly consider themselves the gurus of the Hindu society, they are at heart averse to Mahaprabhu. But even though the Yavana king belonged to a different religion, he accepted the qualities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And in spite of knowing that Mahaprabhu belonged to another community, he ordered that no one from his own community should oppose or become envious of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even though many envious pseudo-religionists see the magnanimity and faith in Mahaprabhu, which was possessed by the king. That means king had the faith. He saw the faith and magnanimity and faith in Mahaprabhu, but the pseudo-religionists who are envious of Mahaprabhu cannot see that. Belonging to an opposing religion and was superior to the envious so-called Hindu Mayavadis. They nevertheless oppose Mahaprabhu. So, a very important point is being made here in the verse and the purport. The contamination of this world is full of suffering. And a conditional living entity, is suffering in this world due to separateness or duality of interest from the Supreme Absolute, which is Krishna. So 99% of the living entities who are human beings, right? So living entities are just going through their karmic cycle. They don't really generate karma. They're only enjoying or suffering the prarabdha. But the human beings, 99% of them are karmis, which means they are looking to grasp as much material enjoyment they can within their short duration of life. But some among the karmis, they become awakened or frustrated with the material sufferings, the tapatrayas, and the janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha, and they are looking for solution. But some of them, they don't go the full way. So they're looking for a solution, but they don't want to rectify, or they don't choose to rectify the relationship, which was the cause of the original problem. And they take to the Gyan Marg, which is okay. But the Gyan Marg, when they deny the existence of the transcendental reality, the transcendental diversity, the transcendental existence of the Lord and his devotees as independent, as separate, as diverse, and the existence of the Lord's pastimes in the spiritual world, when they deny that. And why do they deny that? There are multiple reasons. Ultimately, it's duality of interest, right? You do not, because the reason conditioned soul comes here is Krishna bhuliya jeev bhogavancha kare. So you forget Krishna, you don't want Krishna, and you want to become the Ishwar. So when you want to solve the material problem, but not the spiritual problem is Krishna bhuliya, and material problem is bhogavancha. So you want to solve the material problem. I don't want to do bhogavancha, too much trouble, but I don't want to remember Krishna. So then you get stuck in this problem of Mayavad, where you know this material life is not good. You know, there's lust, greed, anger, life and death, rebirth, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. But you really don't want to rectify. Because so then you choose the philosophy that everything is one and I will become God. Or everyone is God. Because you cannot accept that there is a separate God, so you accept that everything is God. And those Mayavadi sannyasis, when our supremely merciful and loving Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes to this world himself, Lord Sri Krishna himself comes. You know, just like a loving parent teaches to his child, by example, how to do things, you know, how to follow for a small toddler or, you know, child. He affectionately shows them by example. So like that, our Lord Sri Krishna is expressing to us the pleasure that is there in the spiritual world of loving Krishna, of serving Krishna, of glorifying him, glorifying his devotees. Just that relationship of love. And in order to exhibit for us the pleasure that is packaged therein, which is intolerable pleasure, right? So, which is a different understanding, which is an interesting observation. So, to give us that, he has come. But unfortunately, if there is a diverse duality of interest in non-acceptance of the transcendental reality, then they cannot accept that mercy. They see that as, like Prakashananda Saraswati saw, as sentimental. But it is the sentiment of the transcendental reality. It is the highest sentiment. It is the goal of all knowledge. The goal of all knowledge is bhakti, is the parakashta of knowledge. So we should be careful. That's why Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Mayavadi bhasya shunile hai sarvanash. Now, we may come across many popular so-called spiritualists in this world, even today, who might appear very pious and spiritual, but if you carefully understand their philosophy, we will know that at the end, it is all about this. It's all about that there is no transcendental reality, which is painful to the heart of the Lord. So we should, as devotees, as practicing devotees and perfected devotees, whoever, as practicing devotees, we must avoid submissively listening to Mayavad philosophy and avoid that association so that we are protected in our bhakti. Take association of those who inspire you to connect more to Srila Prabhupada, to the Guru Varga, to Srila Rupa Goswami, to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and joyfully practice and progress in Krishna consciousness. Okay, text 70 to 72. Yara yashe ananta brahmanda paripurna, yara yashe avidya samuha kare churna, yara yashe shesha rama aja bhava matta, yara yasha gayachari vede kari tattva, hena Sri Chaitanya yashe yara santosha, sarva guna thakileo tara sarva dosha. A person may be full of good qualities, but if he is unhappy to hear the glories of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which are spread throughout the innumerable universes, which destroy all ignorance, avidya samoha kare churna, and which intoxicate with love. Whom does it intoxicate? Shesha, Rama, Lakshmi, Brahma, Aja. Aja means one who is not unborn. Lord Brahma is not born through the seminal regular means, right? He's born from the navel of Lord Vishnu. So that's why it's called Aja. And Bhava, that is Lord Shiva. And which are sung by the four Vedas. Chari Vede Kari Gai. Then such a person's qualities are nothing but false. Can anyone tell me which is the verse that says that devotee has all good qualities?
बोल प्रभुजी
Which one?
यस्यास्ति भक्तिर्भगवती अर्किंचना सर्वैर्गुणे समासते सुराः हराव भक्तस्य कुतो महद्गुणा मनोरथेन बधावतो बहिः. हरि
Jai
बोल.
Ho. Jai Ho. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Yeah. So yasyasti bhaktir bhagavata kinchana. One who has akinchan. Akinchan means something. Akinchan means nothing. I have nothing. So what do I have? Only thing that is mine is love for Krishna. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavata kinchana. Sarve guna. All the qualities reside in them of all the demigods. All the demigods are pleased with them. Even though this devotee is not worshipping the demigods, but because he respects the demigods, he sees these demigods are servants of my Lord, and they have affection for the Lord. So sarve guna tatra sama. This verse is talking about not those qualities, not those sarve guna. This is talking about the good qualities that are of material world. That means in the material world, which is the highest mode of nature, sattva gun, right? So sattva gun qualities, if they may have, right? But then what it is said, Harava bhaktasya kuto mahat guna. Where is the good qualities, my dear, in somebody who is abhakta? Even though it may appear externally that they have all good qualities, but actually it is manorathena. What is manoratha? Manoratha means mental chariot, chariot of the mind. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right, in 3rd chapter when he describes lust, kama esha, krodha esha. He says, Krishna says, Indriyani mano buddhir yasyadhishtanam uchyate. The senses, mind and intelligence is the sitting place of lust. And lust it's very overpowering. It covers your knowledge. So And then in 14th chapter, Krishna says, Rajas tamas chabhibhuya satvam bhavati bharata. That means Raja tama chabhibhuya. Overpowering Rajagun and Tamogun, sometimes Sattvagun will become dominant. Raja Sattvam Tamas Chaiva. Sometimes Raja and Sattva will be dominated by Tamogun. And Tama Sattvam Rajastatha. And sometimes Tama and Sattva will be dominated by the Rajagun. So the point is that the three modes are in intense competition with each other to overpower. Right? Just like in a marathon race, right? The best runners are running, and sometimes one runner will be going ahead, another runner will be going, and another runner will be going ahead. And we don't know who will be dominant. So this, my dear devotees, is going on all the time in this world. The three modes are always trying to dominate each other. And depending on what we are thinking about from the past impressions, what we are seeing right now, what we are reading, whom we are associating with, what we are eating, how we are living, everything influences our mind. And we do not know when we will slip from one mode to another. So, okay, but devotee is also in the material world. But then why is it said that sarve gune tatra samasate? Wouldn't he also go through the different modes? Krishna says no. Mameva ye prapadyante mayametam tarantite. His actions, the actions of a pure devotee, actions of a devotee who is akinchana, is not in the material plane because he is beyond Maya. What is another verse? That is chapter number 14. Krishna says, right?
14.26.
Yes. Can you say the verse?
Yasyasya bhaktir bhagavati kinchana sarve. And it says that mam chayo avbhivicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan saititata brahma bhuya kalta.
Jai ho, Jai ho. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Haribol.
Thank you. So Arjuna asks question, Kailinge strin gunanetan atita bhavati Prabhu. What are the qualities by which I can know that somebody is transcending the three modes of material nature? He was asking about himself, right? And then how does he become transcendental to the three modes? So then Krishna answers what Prabhuji just said. That mam cha yo vyabhicharena. Again, avyabhichara. Akinchana. Same meaning. Avyabhichar. No other interest. Vyabhichar means different points of focus. No, just single pointed. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate. Sa gunan. Which gunan? Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun. Samatityetan Brahma Bhuyaya. They are operating on the Brahman platform. So the same goal that the Mayavadis are struggling hard to achieve. Many, many births they spend in that pursuit. But a devotee, just by surrendering, Krishna, I'm yours. I'm yours. I'm only going to act for your pleasure. I have made a lot of mistakes, my dear Lord, but I know you are very merciful. You please take care of me. Please do what is best for me. I'm yours. So then Krishna, for that devotee, samatitiyata. So then sarve guna tatra samasate sura. So that is the understanding here. Otherwise, manorathena. Right now you may see the person as full of, and we would have this experience, right, in our workplace and in our relatives, those who are not yet devotees. Hopefully everyone should become devotee, but those who are all in workplace and relatives and outside acquaintances, it may appear somebody is very gentle and somebody is very kind and somebody is very calm. But it's only a matter of circumstances. When circumstances change, quality change. But that will never happen with a fixed devotee. He will always remain the same, no matter what the circumstances. They will always be fixed in Krishna. They'll always have those qualities of compassion, kindness, humility, tolerance, pridelessness, all these qualities. So that is the next verse, text 73. Sarva gunahina yadi chaitanya charane smarana karile yaye vaikuntha bhuvane. But if a person who has no good qualities remembers the lotus feet of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then he attains the abode of Vaikuntha. And within Vaikuntha, he may also attain Goloka Vrindavan. So there is another verse that talks about somebody who has no good qualities, right? So again, worldly good qualities means, let's say you're born in a very low family, you haven't gone through the samskaras. Because typically the Shudras and the outcasts, so the Shudras go through the Vivaha samskara at least, but the outcasts, they don't go through much samskaras, right? So obviously the family's environment is not that the child grows up in a very cultured atmosphere. So it is possible that they don't know the vyavharikta, right? The behavior, the good behavior of this world. So is there a verse that explains that kind of birth and how he is considered very exalted in from Bhagavatam, or yeah, Bhagavad Gita also. Bhagavad Gita also, there's a verse. Bhagavatam, there are many verses, but I'm thinking of one. But any other verse is fine. Any devotee would like to ruminate on that?
Prabhu, isn't that about the Varna Shankara you're saying?
Varna Shankara, that is in the first chapter, where Krishna
Yeah.
says that,
Doshirete
Shankaro Narakaya.
Kulagnanam Varna
Yeah.
Shankara Karakehi Utsadhyante Jati Dharma Kula
Yeah.
Dharmascha
So that verse is saying how the Varna Shankara will actually destroy the family traditions, the Kula Dharma and the Jati Dharma. But I'm talking about I'm talking about the situation where there's an outcast, but when he engages in devotional service, he becomes very exalted. So in Bhagavad, okay, maybe I will in chapter 9, that's a hint. So the chapter 9 verses, apichet suduracharo, bhajate mam ananyabhag. So good qualities, right? Achar means behavior. So even if do suduracharo, bhajate mam ananyabhag. Again, ananyabhag, akinchana, and then ananyabhag. Sadhu reva samantave. He's considered sadhu. Sadhu means perfect followers of Vedas. And then samyak vyavasita is completely perfectly situated. Then Krishna says Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma. Because once you have rectified or you have desired to rectify the relationship with Krishna, then all the other things will go away. Just like in the morning when there is slight sunlight, not sunlight, forget about sunlight, just there is a dawn, sun has not come out, all the darkness goes away. In the night, if you go on a flight, right, you see when you look at the city, you see millions of lights are on. That is like material good qualities. It won't last, right? You don't have an unlimited source of energy. But sattva is like sunlight, not sunlight, just sun. Sunlight means you see Krishna. But just you want to become a devotee of Krishna, all the darkness goes away. Just the dawn itself is enough. Sun doesn't have to come. The dawn itself is enough. Just the oncoming of sun. Sun hasn't risen yet. Just the oncoming itself removes all the darkness, right? You don't need those millions of lights in a day. So the Bhagavatam verse is Aho bata swapachota garyan. Aho bata. Aho bata means exclamation. Swapacha, the dog eater. Now in Vedic culture, the dog eaters are considered the lowest of the among all the varnas and ashramas. They're outcasts, antejas. Aho but this verse says Aho bata swapachoto garyan yad jivagre vartate nama tubhyam. If he is chanting your holy name, then he is considered very exalted. And how exalted? Tepu tapa te juhubu shashnurarya. He is considered to have taken performed all the austerities, all the baths, all the sacrifices, all the pious activities he is considered to have performed if he has developed attachment to the holy name. Brahmanuchur Nama Grananti, if he accepts the holy name. So that is the beauty of this is the one stroke success, right? You rectify it is like, rectify the relationship with the father and you have everything. Or, you figure it out your own way, the hard way. Okay. So next verse, text 74. Shunare bhai shuna shesha khanda lila ye rupe khelila Krishna sankirtana khela. Oh brothers, just hear the Antya pastimes, which include the Sankirtana pastimes performed by Krishna. Why does it say Krishna? Why not Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Because they are the same, right? So one time Srila Prabhupada asked, who is Lord Chaitanya? Then the disciple said, he's the incarnation of Krishna. Prabhupada said, wrong. He's Krishna himself. So that is our Gaudiya Vaishnava understanding. That our Lord Krishna, who is our ultimate goal, Krishna Prema is our Prayojan. That same supremely merciful, the absolute truth, the ultimate personality has appeared just 500 years ago, right? Considering the length of time even the modern scholars are talking about, right? 5,000, 7,000 years. 500 years is just 10%, right? So just, I mean, it's like that's when this European were trying to figure out, right, by boats to find out the lands so that they can control. That is the same time, right? 1490. That is when Lord Chaitanya appeared. Just now. Why did he appear? To give us the highest thing in this age of Kali Yuga. So amazing, right? It should be so easy for us to make that choice. Yeah, so we should make that choice. But it's, yeah, so this is our fortune that we are born at this time. And we are so fortunate that right now we have so much opportunity for service. We have, first of all, access to so many saintly persons, because like 50, 100 years ago, it was hardly there was anything. Before Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur started preaching, this was almost Bhaktivinoda Thakur. If you read his biography, you know how difficult it was for Vaishnavas to practice anything at that time, because everywhere it was upper sampradayas. So we are so fortunate, first of all, to be born within 500 years of Lord Chaitanya, and to be born after Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati and Srila Prabhupada and Srila Prabhupada's disciples, who have kind of made this accessible throughout. Any city we go, there is a Hare Krishna temple. There is a ISKCON temple. You can go and take darshan, get Prabhupada's books, the devotees of. So we are really fortunate. And we have this opportunity for online connections with wonderful devotees like yourselves. So text number 75. Shuniya Rajara Mukhe Susatya Vachana Tushta Hailena Yata Susajjana Gana. After hearing the truthful words of the king, all the pious persons became pleased. They felt quite satisfied. This king is usually a little weird, but right now he's speaking the right words. That's awesome. That's good for him. And a Vaishnava, a devotee, gentleman is always happy when they see others doing well. And that is how we should evaluate our hearts also. Are we happy to see others becoming happier? Yes, that should be our goal. Like Srila Prabhupada said, right? When to his disciples, he said, my hope is that one of you will go back to Godhead. And this is Dhruv Charita, after Dhruv Charita. One of you will go back to Godhead, and because of you, I will also get to go back to Godhead, because you will remember me. So that's the humility of a Vaishnava. And that is the mood of a Vaishnava. That even when he's preaching, he's thinking that I am the Krishna's instrument, and then Krishna will make sure that, all these devotees who are sincere, all these persons who are sincere and looking for the highest reality, Krishna will make me the instrument, and he's excited to be the instrument to give the knowledge of the acharyas, which is pure. Just as a postman, just give it, and they will take it, and they'll become pure. I'll keep on trying my best, but I might still struggle, because I don't know. But they will go back to Godhead, and somehow Krishna will consider that I did service to him, and I might also get a free ticket on the same flight. So that's the mood. So that is the mood of a devotee. So text number 76. Sabe meli eka sthane vasiya nibhrite lagi lena yukti vada mantrana karite. They all gathered in a solitary place and considered the situation. So this is very important. We should not get carried away by any situation. So even whether it is difficulty or whether it is praise, every situation should be considered with a very calm mind and a peaceful mind, and we should consider and see what is best for service to Guru and Krishna. This is a sign of a devotee. He is always dhira. He doesn't get carried away by any situation, and every situation he considers what's the best course of action. So let's see what these wonderful Vaishnavas thought about. Text 77. Swabhave Raja Mahakala Yavana Mahatamo Guna Vriddhi Haya Ghane Ghana. The Yavana king is by nature like death personified. Mahakal. Mahakal, Kal means time. Krishna says, what does Kal do? Kalo asmi loka shayakrit pravruddho. Kal destroys. So that's why Mahakal is death personified. For he cultivates the mode of ignorance. Mahatamaguna. Just now we said, right? Mahatamaguna. What happens with tamaguna? Yaya dharmam adharmam cha. Right? Or no, that is Rajaguna. Adharmam dharmam iti ya manyate tamasavrata. So somebody who is covered by tamogun, he considers what? Adharmam is dharma. He considers the opposite to be the good thing. So that's very dangerous, right? Very dangerous situation. Adharmam dharmam itiya manya se tamasa varta sarvarthan viparitamscha buddhi sa part tamasi. That intelligence. So this is a quality of intelligence is born of ignorance. You consider adharma to be dharma. And what about their actions? Their actions will be completely out of the line. It will not be in alignment. Anubandham shayam himsham anapeksha cha paurusham mohad arabhyate karma yattat tamasam uchyate. Mohad, completely they will be in illusion, living in their imaginary world, and they don't consider whether there is any bond, how much bondage is going to create. Anubandham shayam, destruction, himsam, violence to others, anapeksha cha paurusham, how much effort? No, they have some imaginary goals and they have to accomplish it. So that was the quality of this Yavana king, Nawab Hussain Shah, and he is cultivating the mode of ignorance. Okay, so then what? Odra deshe koti koti pratima prasada bhangi leka kata kata karila pramada. He broke millions of deities and temples in Orissa and created great havoc there. So because it's a man-made religion, and because it has certain injunctions that were probably applicable for the persons of those times who were there, maybe they were not doing the right thing. But when you extrapolate those man-made situational religions to the entire larger landscape, then there arises the fault. So you think the bona fide deities that are mentioned in the Vedic scriptures, which are coming from the time immemorial, from the beginning of the creation, you consider them to be also the same idolatry that was probably performed by the people of those times without any reference. So that is what the Yavana king did. He broke the millions of deities and temples and covered himself with more and more ignorance. So that is why Odra Desha means in Orissa. So in Orissa he did that, but not in Jagannath Puri, because Jagannath Puri was guarded by our Sri King Prataparudra, who was a powerful warrior and fighter, and he did not let Jagannath Puri be conquered. Even though it was tried many times, but he was a powerful Kshatriya, and that's why he also received the mercy of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he was a great devotee. Then text 79. Daive ashi satva guna upajila mane tei bhala kahileka ama sabasthane. By the arrangement of providence, he has now developed the mode of goodness. Therefore, he has spoken nicely to us. So they are happy, they're satisfied. Okay, yeah, now, it's amazing that he could recognize that he said Gosai, right? So he said Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Gosai, that means Supreme Lord, whom we call Allah and you call Krishna. He's the same personality. So that was, even, big learned scholars have tough time getting to that level of realization. So that was some special mercy for some reason, right? So it's nice, it's good for him. But then what? Text 80. Arakona patra si kumantrana dile arabara kubudiasiya pache mile. But if someone approaches him and gives him some bad advice, he will again become wicked-minded. That's the problem with people who are predominantly in tamogun. First of all, modes themselves are not steady. If you're not a devotee, we already proved that the modes will not be steady, they will keep on varying. But somebody who is predominantly mode of ignorance, you just need to trigger them a little bit, right? Because they have no clarity of understanding. What is the predominant quality of tamogun? Tamastu agnana jam vidhi. Starts with agnan. It's a storehouse of agnan. Agnana jam vidhi mohanam sarva dehinam pramad alasya nidrabhis tan nibadnati bharata. Pramad means inattention. Prabhupada also says madness. So two aspects are there. In extreme, it will be madness, and if it is light, it will be inattention. You are not attentive to any details. You are not attentive to any rules. You are not attentive to scripture. You just do what you imagine to do, and you are lazy. Pramad, alasya, laziness. Nidra, sleep. So their best time spent is sleeping. If they can sleep for 10 hours, they feel, oh, today I have achieved a great deal. I slept for 10 hours, such a blissful time, because I can dream all sorts of things. So person in Rajogun, he wants to achieve something, so he works hard. So that is why karma sangena dehina. It binds you to karma. But the person in mode of darkness, he does not want to work hard. Forget about goodness. He does not want the real knowledge. He doesn't want to work hard to pursue his passions. He just wants to sleep and things should come to him by his imagination. So he imagines them in dream and becomes happy. Today I had such a nice dream. I was a king, and then lazy, inattention. So you kind of avoid the distress by not thinking about it. Like some students, those who don't have the right guidance, when exams are approaching near, they spend their time being busy with something so that they don't have to think about exam, as if somehow by avoiding to think about exam and preparing for it, the exams will go away. So that's how they avoid the suffering of the exams approaching. But then the exam day, they are completely in stress. But they're like, okay, one day stress is okay, then at least I enjoyed for so many days. So that is tamagun. So the tamagun person his mind can be changed very easily. So right now he has a small light of hope, a small light of illumination because of some providence, but it can be changed anything. So it's danger. So text 81. So what do they do? Jani kadachit bale ke mana goshai ana giya dekhi bare chahiye thai. What if he says, what kind of sannyasi is he? Bring him here. I want to see. So his mind may change. He may want to see the Lord, and that could be a problem, right? Why would we want our Lord to come and see this fellow? Text 82. Ataiva Goshaire Pathai Kahiya Raja Ranikata Grame Ki Karya Rahiya. So let us therefore send someone to the Lord with the message, what is the use of staying in a place near the king? So this is the affection of devotee. He knows, he's saying Gosai, right? He's saying he's the Supreme Lord. But at the same time, he's saying, oh, we have to be worried about him. So my dear devotees, this is called love. When there is love, then there is the desire to care for the beloved. Doesn't matter who is. So you want to express your affection by saying, there is a danger here, my dear Lord. This king is saying like this, and maybe what's the use of staying in a place near the king? You are so yeah. This we have to get in love. Sometimes like we see the mothers when the children are grown up also, they'll say, oh, take care, have you eaten anything? It's like he's a grown up son, right? Probably already married, but you worry about that out of affection. So similarly, the devotees of the Lord, they have their affection, so they get covered with that love. The love is so intense that even though there may be awareness that he is the Lord, but the love makes them do things that they do. This is the internal potency, acting under the internal potency. Because love is so sweet. Who wants to miss an opportunity to express your love for even a moment? And that's what we see in the life of our Guru Vargas. They are always acting out of love. If we carefully observe them, if we are fortunate enough to, and we are, right? We have so much access today, much more than people 50 years ago used to have. We can observe that they always act out of love. Many times things they say may not logically fit in our brain, but if we see with a loving heart, it'll fit right in. It'll be we will know that is exactly the right thing to say at the right moment, and we'll be like, how does Guru Maharaj or this Vaishnava find the right thing to say in every right moment? Because they're driven by love. They're driven by pleasure of Krishna. They're driven by the giving pleasure to Krishna by giving pleasure to the devotee, or by giving pleasure to the prospective devotee, right? That's the vision of a Vaishnava. Either you're a devotee or you are a prospective devotee. Uttamadhikari. There is no non-devotee, right? That's why Ninda Adi Shunya Ridam Ipsita Sangalabdya. That's the topmost consciousness. Okay, text 83. E yukti kari sabe eka subramana pathaya sangope dilena tatakshana. After planning in this way, they at once secretly sent a pious Brahmana to meet the Lord. So pious Brahmana. Brahmana is who? One who is in mode of goodness. Material mode of goodness? Not necessarily. He's a devotee. Because Brahmanas, what are the 6 qualities of Brahmanas? Shamo, Dama, Tapa, Shaucham, Shantir, Arjava, Mevacha, Gnanam, Vignanam, Astikyam, Brahma Karma, Swabhavajam. So Gnanam, Vignanam. And what is What is one of the qualities of jnana? Where is jnana defined in Bhagavad Gita? Any thoughts on that? Is jnana defined in Bhagavad Gita?
Tadvidi Panipatena, the shloka, Prabhu.
Yes, that shloka tells you how to get jnana. But what is jnana is where it is defined. That this answer is, I will accept, it's 100 out of 100. There's nothing wrong with that. Yes, if you approach a saintly person who is tattvavit, then if you surrender to him, he'll give you the jnana. But in Bhagavad Gita, there is one place where beautifully jnana is very in detail defined.
I think in second chapter, Prabhu.
13th chapter, Prabhu, I'm not sure of the verse.
Yes, 13.8 to 12. Amanitvam adambitvam mahimsa shantirarjavam
Yeah, okay.
acharyopasanam shaucham stairyam atmavinigraha indriyartheshu vairagyam anahankara evacha janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshanudarshanam asaktiranabhishvanga putradara grahadishu nityam cha samachittattvam ishta anishta upapattishu. And then mai cha ananya yogena bhaktir vyabhicharini vivikta desha sevitvam aratir jana samsadi. So mai cha ananya yogena bhaktir avyabhicharini. So Brahmana is supposed to have jnana and vijnana. But jnana is mai cha ananya yogena bhaktir avyabhicharini. So now you can understand, if there is a Brahmana who is not a devotee of Lord, that means he is not cultivating complete jnana. He may have some jnana, but he will not have complete jnana. Because it should be Mai cha ananya yogena bhaktir avyabhicharini. That is part of jnana. Krishna says, Adhyatma gnana nityatvam tattva gnanartha darshanam etat gnanam iti proktam. This is jnana. Agyanam yad ato anyatha. If it is otherwise, if it is besides this, if it is opposite to this qualities, it is agyana. So this pious Brahmana, we have proved from Bhagavad Gita, is a devotee of the Lord. So the devotee of the Lord can be trusted. A Brahmana can be trusted because their minds are completely peaceful. They are Shama. When Shama and Dama. Shama means mind is fully controlled. They have no desire for sense gratification. They are completely fixed in their duty to the Lord. Right? At least they are dutiful in devotional sense. Then their Dama, their senses are controlled. So Brahmana was sent. Text 84. निजानंदे महाप्रभु मत्त सर्वक्षण प्रेम रसे निरवधि हुकर गर्जन. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, however, was continually intoxicated in his own ecstasy. He constantly roared loudly in the mellows of ecstatic love. So this is our invitation card now, right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving us our author, Vrindavan Das Thakur, is giving us the invitation now. He's saying that he is explaining to us how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is continually intoxicated in his own ecstasy. This is the intoxication of love. And this is what is our goal, right? Our prayojan is Krishna Prem. Krishna Prem is intoxication with love. When we stop living on the material platform and are completely happy and joyful in the transcendental reality of our service to the Supreme Lord and his devotees. Facilitating Nikunja Yuno Ratikele Se Dhai Ya Libir Yuktera Pekshaniya. This is what a pure devotee does. This is what spiritual master does. In the Nikunja, Radha Krishna's pastimes, whatever Yalibir, whatever the manjaris and the sakhis they are arranged for, that is facilitated. That means Krishna's pastimes are facilitated in whatever rasa, whether Sakhya rasa, Dasya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, or Madhurya rasa. So that is the intoxication we need. Okay, text 85. Laksha koti loka mili kare hari dhvani ananda nachaye majhe prabhu nyashi mani. Millions of people chanted the name of Lord Hari as the crest jewel of sannyasis joyfully danced. So this is what we are all supposed to do. We're supposed to Janma sarthak kari karo paropkar. This is the preaching. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in his ecstasy, right? He's not speaking to anyone, which also he does, but right now he's just in ecstasy. and he is just chanting, and everyone is following him, and everyone is feeling joyful. So we can give what we have. So we should be sincere, then we can give sincerity. Then we should be realized, then we can give realizations. Then we should be in love, then we can give. So at least we should be sincere, so we can give sincerity. And we can hope that with that sincerity, they can go to love and we can also follow them. So that's the mood of a devotee. Text 86. Anya katha anya karya na hi konakshana ahar nisha bole na bolaye na sankirtana. The Lord did not speak or do anything for even a moment other than chant and induce other to chant in Sankirtana day and night. Because nothing else is important. Nothing else will be important. Once we develop that taste for Krishna and experience the joy and the pleasure of serving Krishna, then we will know that actually there is nothing else to do important. The only thing that is important is to serve Krishna. And through all our activities, we can do that. In the practice stage, right? Krishna says to Arjuna, do not give up your work. Sarira yatra apicha te na prasiddhya the karmana. So this is our goal, right? This is a high pedestal goal that our Lord has set for us. And we should keep looking at that goal while we are progressing towards it. So in our life, we won't be able to do this, right? So how long can we chant? It's 16 rounds and then we have other things to do, right? So we don't have the mind, the calmness of the mind or the clarity of the mind to be able to chant like that. That's why Prabhupada said, work now, samadhi later. Because Srila Prabhupada knew that that is the right process for us. So we need to, yes, we need to chant. Yes, we need to hear Hari Katha. We need to study the Shastra. We need to do deity worship. But then we'll also have our Varnashram duties that we do as a Daivi Varnashram. But through all of that, our goal is to please Krishna. Through serving our family, through serving, the workplace, through serving the devotee community, through serving the children, through our own, daily dinyarcha duties. All of that, our goal is, may my Lord be pleased. Because when that connection is there, then our application form is being filled for this level of realization or for this level of action. That application form is being filled, and we need to keep filling that application form. It's a very long application form. When we fill it for a long time, then it gets approved. Okay, text 87. देखिया विस्मिता बड़ा हैला brahmana katha kahi bare avasara nahi kshana. The Brahmana became struck with wonder when he could not find even a moment to speak with the Lord, because that's all the Lord was doing. He was only doing Sankirtan. Okay. So he was like, what's going on here? My dear Lord, I'm not able to find one moment. I need to give an important message. And he need to go and report it back, right? Because all the devotees are waiting whether the Brahmana gave the message. He has a task to do. So let's see. Text 88. Anya jana sahita katha rako nadaya nija parishade sambhashana hi paye. What to speak of conversing with others? The Lord did not even converse with his own associates. Purport: many intimate associates of Mahaprabhu would not find an opportunity to converse with him. Sri Gaursundara spent his days and nights constantly performing kirtan himself and encouraging others to perform kirtan. Therefore, outside persons would not get an opportunity to give him advice. So, my dear devotees, sometimes, this is a nice lesson for us, right? Sometimes we may feel that, I don't get to speak with my spiritual master. But see here, even the Lord's associates did not have sometimes chance to converse with the Lord. So then what we should do? Then we should just follow in the footsteps of his associates. They are just continuing to do Sankirtan. So we also have our instructions from the spiritual master. We also have our services to do. We have the personal instructions from our, elders in spiritual life, those who have inspired us, and those who are the role models, those who have connected us, those who are helping us connect more and more to Guru Maharaj and Guru Varga and Srila Prabhupada. So we should take those instructions seriously. So one thing in spiritual life is that depending on what we need, we will be given access. And if we utilize that, then the next level of access will open up. So we should always be confident that Krishna is giving me exactly what I need right now. And if I serve in my position, sthane sthita, in my situation, whatever situation Krishna has given, be alert to the service, carry the service nicely, with full sincerity, and see the magic happen. It's like if you utilize what the access is given, then the next level of access, either outside or inside, right? Because the association comes from within us as realizations and outside us as saintly association and mercy. It'll open up. So that is the lesson here. Text 89. Kiba diba, kiba ratre, kiba nija para, kiba jala, kiba sthala, ki grama prantara. किछु नहीं जाने प्रभु निज भक्ति रसे अहर निशा निज प्रेमा सिंधु माजे भाषे. The Lord was unaware whether it was day or night, whether one was an insider or an outsider, whether he was on the land or in water, or whether he was in the village or outside the village. He simply floated day and night in the ocean of his own ecstatic love. So he was unaware whether it was day or night. So this is interesting. We do notice the day and night, right? That means he was unaware of the passing of time. And time is a very interesting phenomenon, right? In the material world, it's one of the 5 factors: Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Kala, Karma. So Kala. And Kala creates the sense of past, present, and future. And if we think about it carefully, what is this past, present, and future? And why is there past, present, and future? So many times we remember, right? Oh, that was such a nice time. So if that was a nice time, that means now that nice time is not there. So now there's a change. Change of what? Change of relationships. Relationship with who? Relationship with myself, because with this body. Because we are not the body. But now we have attained a body. Now we are the Dehi, right? We are the one who is in the Deha, the Dehi. So now we have a relationship with the Deha. And because this Deha is changing, so now we have a sense of time. Because now we have a past when I was child, and I have a future where I'll be old, and now I have a present. And then I had other Dehas around me. I don't see any soul, so I see other Dehas who are activated by their Dehis inside those Dehas. And as time moves, the Dehas around me change, right? The people around me change. Some people come, some people go, some they leave the world, some they get older, some they just go away. With some, my relationships become sweeter, some relationships become sour. And this is what past, present, future is. It is the change of relationships that we as a soul have with our body and other bodies. But what happens in the spiritual world? First of all, there is no Deha. So your relationship with yourself is eternal. You have that eternal form that does not change. You never die. You don't have fear of death. You don't need insurance. You don't get hungry. You don't need to eat. You don't need to drink for survival. You don't need to work because you don't need, you have kalparukshas in the spiritual world. There is no weather problem. There is no global warming. Everything is pleasant. So you don't really need to work. And your relationship with your own self is not changing. What about others? Relationship with Krishna is not changing. You are always engaged in service of Krishna. The associates of Krishna are all eternal. They have eternal forms. They have eternal service. Nothing is changing. So that is why we say in the spiritual world, there is no past and there is no future. There's always the present. Think about it. We say time flew by because you are enjoying the moment. When we enjoy something, the time flies by. So in spiritual world, the enjoyment is of such a high, amazing, ecstatic level that you always want to be in that enjoyment and not think about what you had last minute or last month. You right now want to give pleasure to Krishna. And that's why you live in the present. And that is why you're unaware of whether it was day or night. You're not worried. So devotees are not worried whether it is 2022 or 2025 or 2029. It is a pure devotee is always fixed in the present, his service to Krishna. Doesn't matter which situation you put them in. Doesn't matter where they land up. Doesn't matter which association they are in. He's always looking for service to Krishna, and that's why he's always living in the present. And we can see this in the life of our acharyas. Insider, outsider, they don't differentiate. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Chaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshina. They see everyone as recipient or possible recipient of my Lord's mercy. Land or water, all mystic powers are available to them. Like, Haridas Thakur, when the Yavanas were trying to beat him, they said, oh, 22 marketplaces you have survived? This is too much. We're going to get killed. You have to die. Otherwise, we're in trouble. It was like, okay, if my survival is a problem, then, he just went into samadhi, stopped his breath, and done. So they have all the mystic powers. Even the snake pastime, and the snake left because Haridas Thakur thought, oh, I will leave tomorrow. Snake left. And there are many others. Even Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. He had mystic powers. He is called Siddha Baba. So the mystic powers are waiting to serve the devotee. So land, water does not matter. I mean, there is no restriction of any sorts, or whether it was in the village or outside village. So there is no janasya mohoyam ahamameti. There is no ahamama. Not my village. When we were in school, they used to teach us janani janma bhumischa swargadapi gariyasi. The glory of the birthplace is superior to the heavenly planets. But our Bhagavatam is such a high grade literature. I mean, this may be good for people in general, right? At least they kind of stick to their village and don't loiter around like a vagabond and irresponsible. But our Bhagavatam is talking about such a high grade philosophy that it says, Yasyatma buddhi kunape tridhatuke. Swadi kalatradishu bhavama ijjati. You consider the bhavama as ijjati, as the worshipable. Then, yatirtha buddhi salilena karhichit janeshu abhigyeshu saeva go khara is considered like a cow and an ass. Why cow and an ass? Because ass is foolish and cow is ignorant, right? So if you keep calf shape a doll, cow will think it's my calf, and then you can milk easily. So cow is so much covered with that. So if you are attached to the land, then we are ignorant like animal. Okay. Prabhu sange katha kahi bare nahi kshana bhakta varga sthane katha kahila brahmana. Being unable to find any opportunity to speak to the Lord, the Brahmana gave his message to the devotees. So we have to be intelligent in our service, right? Sometimes the way the service may be given, the service that is given, the way we may have thought about it, how to execute it, may not become successful, may not be possible to do it that way. But a devotee is always resourceful. He's expert, daksha. So Brahmana was very expert, so he figured it out, okay, Lords, I need to go back and report, and we need to give the message. So let me give it to the associates. Dvijabale tumi shabago shaira gana samaya paile ei kahiyo kathana. Brahmana said, you are all associates of the Lord. When you find time, please give him the message. Rajara nikata grame ki karya rahiya ei katha sabe patha ilena kahiya. I have been sent by concerned persons to ask the Lord, what is the use of staying in the place near the king, my dear Lord? There's great danger here. Please don't stay near the king. This king is in mode of ignorance. He's getting curious about you. He's asking questions about you, and we are feeling very uncomfortable. We are feeling there's risk for you. You please don't stay here. If a sannyasi lives in a capital city and becomes entangled by the inhabitants' affection, then under the influence of mental speculation and others' bad counsel, the king mind may turn hostile, and he may begin to cause trouble. Therefore, everyone decided that it was desirable, for how much ever painful it is for my heart, but Gaursundara should not be here because we are worried about his safety. He's the Lord of our heart. We want him to stay here. But this king, we are worried about him. कहिए कथा द्विज गेला निज स्थाने प्रभुर करिया कोटि दंड परणामे. After delivering the message and he didn't want it to leave, what's the proof? He offered millions of obeisances. That was his level of regard and appreciation. I'm seeing the Lord dancing before me. I don't want to leave this place, but I have seva to do to my Lord. I need to give the message back so that they don't get worried and, so that I do my duty properly. So he offered millions of obeisances to all the devotees and the Lord. To the Lord, the Brahmana returned to his home. And then what happened after that? What did the Lord say? That is for the next day of our katha. And I think that was the last verse. So that's it, dear devotees. Thank you so much for your association. Please feel free to offer any clarifications I might have misstated. And please share your reflections or questions if you have any. Hare Krishna. I'll stop sharing.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the very, very nice class. It was a beautiful, very engaging class and a very beautiful section you covered. And it was so nice to see the participation today. So we can open up the forum for questions and answers. Anybody has any questions or comments for Prabhu or some additions, please feel free. I hope everybody is able to unmute. Yeah, okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhu Dandatana. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for a beautiful class. The last class which you gave, that was 1 month back, Prabhu. In that you said about Sarvabhauma Shataka, beautiful verses. And today also wonderful class. And Prabhuji, one request, when you go back to Godhead, please remember me, Prabhu. Then I have free ticket.
I'm depending on you, Prabhu. You are my hope.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavad Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji should not request only himself, all of us should be.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Right? We all have desire to go. But it was very nice, good discourse, Prabhuji. And, the way you are conducting this discourse by asking questions and all that, that's very encouraging. It kind of stimulates your subconscious to come out with the essence of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita like that. So this was really nice. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Haribol.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, we also have some chat comments, which I will take an opportunity to read. Our Vrindava Gopika Mataji thanks you. She says, Hari Hari Gauranga Koti Koti Danda Pranams. Chinmay Rajpriya Mataji says, a very beautiful class. Thank you. For the past 1 hour, we were lost in Chaitanya Leela.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a success.
Yes. Sunil Prabhu is asking for blessings, and Yashomati Mataji is offering her obeisances, and Neetu Mataji is also saying it's a very beautiful class. Thank you so much, and I echo all of their comments. It was a very beautiful, very interactive and enjoyable class. Yes, you made us immerse in Chaitanya Leela for 1 hour. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you for engaging me. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for your most valuable Vrinda Gopika Mataji. Go ahead.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Gopinath ki jai. Very, very inspiring class. Please give your association regularly. और आपके साथ साथ हम सब भक्ति संघा के माता जी प्रभु जी को लेके जाना भगवत धाम.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, very inspiring class. I really like the way you connected CC with Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. I am still at very low level. Sometimes it is difficult for me to understand CC, and the way you connected back to Bhagavatam, it was easy for me to absorb it, and I really appreciate. And I did not know we were allowed to ask the free ticket, so I'm in the boat, so I'll also ask the free ticket.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Prabhuji, recently you entered in Sridham Vrindavan Dham. Can you please give 2 minutes your experience with Vaishnava and Gurudev?
Yes, Mataji. I was fortunate by the mercy of Guru Maharaj and the Vaishnavas to go for the Kartik Yatra and also visit the Vrindavan temple. It was a beautiful experience. I mean, to go to those ancient temples where our Acharya sat, where Srila Prabhupada sat, where, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Samadhi, to go and chant there, to visit the energy of those spaces where, so much inspiration has been derived by our Guru Vargas, our Acharyas. We know, Srila Prabhupada, Rupa Goswami personally gave darshan in the Radha Damodar temple, and Radha Madan Mohan temple, Sanatan Goswami Samadhi is there. So very, very beautiful. And, Govardhan Parikram. So these are the places where I was thinking that these are the places where our Lord Krishna, as Bal Gopal, has played. These are the places where he has actually been. But the more I'm thinking that I really want to cultivate that mood and visit again, especially with some senior devotees. So it was very, very great fortune, and I'm so grateful to Krishna for allowing it, and it was very purifying and merciful. We should all visit regularly, and we should visit with devotees who can actually take us. I was fortunate when I went for the parikram. I also got association of a senior devotee who also happened to be on the same time going for parikram, and that group. So it was really something amazing to see all the wonderful places in Govardhan. So yes, so it was wonderful, and I hope all of us can together one day go and take the association of Rajdham. Hare Krishna.
Sridham Vrindavan Dham ki jai.
Jai.
Sudevi's father, mother, and Sudevi ki jai. Dandavat Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Jai. Thank you, dear devotees. So if there are no other questions, thoughts, or comments, we can end the call here. And thank you for your continued association. Looking forward to your next
Krishna.
class, Prabhuji. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnava
Ki jai.
ki jai. His
Jai.
Grace Gaursundar Charan Prabhu ki
Ki
jai.
jai.
Chaitanya
Hare
Japa
Krishna
Group
Prabhuji.
devotees ki
Thank
jai.
you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Hari
Krishna.
bol, hari bol.
Prabhuji, Hare
Keep
Krishna.
us everyone with you when you go to Golok Vrindavan Dham.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Prabhuji, to all of us.
All of
Hare
us.
Krishna.
Yeah.
Yes, we are going to follow you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hari bol.
Hari
Ending.
Bol.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.